guided by the mission statement, which I'm just going to read. LePageville Memorial Cemetery Incorporated is dedicated to preserving and enhancing the cemetery as a historical landmark and paying tribute to those buried there by developing the site as a beautiful, restful, and green environment for all to enjoy. So that's how this came about. And I think most of y'all know where the cemetery is. If you don't, just go down to the end of Pennsylvania and just go straight across Islands Expressway and you'll be there behind the Parker. So, but it's roughly almost 4 acres of wooded land. A little bit of it's open along Wallstrom Road where there's power easement, and the rest of it's primarily wooded. So if you go out there, what you'll see is that there's the entrance arch, which is existing, and that's at the far corner of the site, which is really the entrance to it. So what we wanted to do is first and foremost honor the people that are buried there. And so the idea is to have a nice memorial stone that would have an inscription on it. We're thinking about perhaps having an engraving of the church that used to be there. And then having wings that would have names of those that we know are buried out there. I invite you to take a look at this afterwards, but this is a rendering of kind of what that would look like. It would be right through the middle, walk through the middle of the arch to the memorial, and there'd be a gathering space for events. And then that would then lead you into the cemetery area, which, like I said, is wooded. So, and obviously we don't have any gravestones there. So the whole idea is to make this park-like. So we'd have a trail that more or less meanders and circles around the area. The intent is to have some interpretive signage. It kind of gives you some history. To have some places where you have some memorial benches and some landscaping around them, and really just a quiet, reflective place. Because when you're back there, you really don't feel like you're in Savannah. You're in your own little world back there. So we do intend to have a perimeter fence. The front area would be patterned after what we have now, which is a couple of brick columns and some wrought iron. So we want to continue that right up front. And then the rest of it would be a black chain link fence, which really is just to define the cemetery itself. It's not so much for security or keeping people out, because we want to invite people to come in there. Clearing out the understory is a big task that we have in front of us. That's just really one of the first things we want to do out there as soon as we have the funding for it, because it looks, once you get out there and you clear it, at least the understory, you really have a feel for how big that 4-acre site is. And there's a lot of nice shade trees out there, so we think it'll be a nice place to go visit. We do have some space for some parking, limited amount. This is already a cleared area where there's a power line through there, so we want to have some parking there, a handicap parking space, and then a brick walkway that comes around and leads you into the entrance of the cemetery. We do have a interpretive sign that's out there that we were able to have designed and installed with a grant, and that is still there. And what our intent is to move that over to the side, so that really when you walk in here, you'll have that monument as your kind of your focal point, and then the woods behind it. So that's pretty much it. We've got a cost estimate. Our preliminary estimate to do from start to finish is $160,000. So we know we're going to be taking baby steps along the way, but like I said, initially we want to try to get the understory cleared so that we can have access and see what's going on in there. So I am the current treasurer of the society, and so we welcome any donations. Leave my address on the handout. Up here under contacts. we are a 501c3 organization, so obviously, donations are tax deductible. I think probably my 5 minutes are up, so. But if anybody has any questions, I'd be happy to entertain those.
I did. Were there any graves disturbed doing that? There?
And of course, nothing really has been done except for the arch, but everything that's proposed is on the surface of the ground. So there's not going to be excavating. We do hope to have, at some point in time, another archaeologist to do another study out there. There was one done several years ago that identified that there were some grave sites out there, but didn't really produce an accurate map so that we know exactly where they are. But it was enough to prove to the state that yes, this was a cemetery. But that is something that we would like to do, is to have somebody come back out there. It's difficult because you have the trees and the roots, and there's really nothing out there that you can see that's visible right now.
I'd like to add to that. There is 3 headstones over Evergreen Cemetery that were at LePageville.
Right. From what I understand, they were moved so that they wouldn't be stolen or vandalized. But there were 3 headstones. And we're not sure if the bodies went with them or not. There's a lot of stories out there about what's happened over the years.
And some were disturbed to the back, but that we didn't know how far back the cemetery went back in 1978. So Professor West will probably address that issue.
But yeah, the goal here is not really to disturb. The trails are proposed to be a granite dust material that compacts and it's handicap accessible, but it's not going to involve excavation. And of course, the parking lot would be on paved surface on grade, so there wouldn't be grading or digging, that sort of thing. It's already a kind of cleared flat area.
Okay, we're asking that you hold your questions until the end, because Reverend Ellis does have to leave. But we thank you again, Mr. Dan, because I always know Dan has plans.